Welcome to this week's Ask GMBN. I've been joined by the one and only Andrew Dodd, our technical meister here at GMBN Towers. We're going to jump straight into your questions. We had absolutely tons in the comments down below, so I won't waste any more time. Doddy, are you ready?
I am always ready, mate.
This is going to get gnarly. Right,
yes.
Okay. Jack Woods is starting off with, I want to start Enduro, but I really don't know what bike. Suggestions, please. Now, to help with this answer, okay, because we're sponsored. We do have sponsors. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to just suggest our sponsors' bikes, but because I'm gonna mention our sponsor's bike, I'm using this question from Jaden Keating to help me, okay? So he's also asking, I'm getting into some technical trails and jumps and love smashing the downhills and was wondering what you'd recommend between the Canyon Neuron and the Canyon Spectral. Now,
so
I thought this
Neuron's
helped.
less travel, isn't it?
Yeah, the Neuron is 110 to 120 travel, and the Spectral is 140 to 150.
That's correct, yeah.
So I thought that's kind of the area that Jack, who asked originally about an enduro bike, needs to be thinking. It's about the size of travel, really, more than a specific brand.
Yeah, and also you've got to take into account as well that as the travel increases on the bike is going to be stiffer and stronger.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily have to have a bike with lots of travel, but there is kind of a starting point for that.
Yeah.
And about 140 mil on the back end is that point where you can sort of jump the bike and treat it a bit harder.
Yeah.
And the Spectral's a fine bike for that.
Yeah, so a bit more forgiving. So Jaden, that's a really great suggestion from Doddy for you. But Jack, answering your question, you're looking at travel about 140 and you're going to have a really good option for everything there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great enduro bike.
Definitely.
There's some good riders taking a Spectral around the old EWS courses at the moment.
Yeah.
Right now, Big Beachy is asking... Oh no,
Sorry.
Doddy's dying. Are you all right?
I'm all right.
Do you want me to continue or do you need a break?
No, I was just hoping for a cup of tea to be delivered, but it hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened, no.
There's no Jack here to send off to get one.
No, we'll order one in. Jack?
Okay.
I think he's on the stairs.
That sounds
good. Okay. Big Beachy is asking, will a short stem and wide bars always be good, even on an XC bike, to turn it into a trail bike?
No.
No.
Because if you put short stem on a bike that's already short, you're just going to be super upright on the bike, really twitchy and not good. Yeah. So you've either got to have a bike that's nice and long, in which case you can have a short stem, or if your bike is short, you're going to need a longer stem. Yeah. It's all about getting your cockpit the correct size for your arms and your torso.
Yeah. It's about fitting you onto the bike. Like your physique is not going to change the geometry of what's below you. So the stem is where you start fitting you in. So,
but mentioning the wider bars there, as you do come back in stem length, we do recommend that you go slightly wider in bar length to compensate for that. Because if you just come back in stem length, it's going to bring you up, right? So if you come back with a short stem, you go wider in bar. It can return you to that position, but you still get the advantage of the short stem.
Yeah.
But
very precise.
We're talking 10 millimeters at a time, not like something extreme going from a 70 to a 20.
Yeah.
That will dramatically change everything.
Good point, though. And all that stuff's worth thinking. It makes such a difference to your bike when you start messing around with stems and bars. It can be a lot of fun.
It can, but just don't go too far to start with.
Especially on cutting down bars. Don't do the old cutting down bars mistake.
Measure twice, cut once. Yeah, always.
Max Schreiber is asking, I have a problem with my RockShox XC30 coil. It's an oil fork.
Yeah.
After I forgot to unlock the lockout, used the fork too much, jumped it a bit, all that kind of stuff. But now his lockout has got too much travel in it.
It's almost gone a bit mushy.
Bashed travel into his lockout. Which is, what can he do about that?
Well, it's hard to say without seeing the actual bike, but it does sound like you've basically bent a couple of shims inside. It's nothing bad, but a lockout, all it does is basically reduce the oil flow.
Yes.
And they do have a blow-off feature on them, so if you jump off something big, it will open the valve and the oil can pass. It just sounds like by running it locked out all the time, you've just damaged those shims, basically, they're inside there. They can be replaced and fixed by a local suspension tuner, or just your bike shop.
Yeah, so a bit of a service in order, probably
this should be okay.
And while we're talking about services, why don't we take a look at this video that some dude here made about surfacing forks?
Oh, that's handy. Okay, so your next step is to remove the foam rings. These sit underneath the wiper seals. So get the pick and very carefully just prise these out without damaging the seals or anything else. There we go. Hit me up.
That's a good video, that. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Like that. Right, now, Jack Mantefel says, I live in Ontario. Lucky.
Nice, yeah.
I'm looking for a good bike vacation spot. Last year I went to Mont Saint Anne and loved it. I ride XC, but I love renting downhill bikes and riding the trail centres. Where should I go? What a great question. Because it just talk about
where indeed.
where we like riding. I love that. I love that. Well, you've if you've been to Mont Saint Anne, you should definitely think about, well, you must have done Whistler. You must have done Whistler.
I guess so, yeah.
If you haven't, you must.
And you could also do Silver Star. That's
Yeah.
like in Canada. That's another cool part.
I think we should think more outside the box because
Yeah.
Whistler, that's actually easy for you. That's
Okay,
easy for you,
I'm just
Jack.
throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Bali.
Bali.
There's bike park in Bali.
Wow. Well,
That'd be a good one.
I'm going to suggest something like Leger.
Yeah.
What about,
Port de Soleil.
coming over to Europe and doing a bit of Leger? Or where could you
Do you know
go?
what? There's an event in Leger, well, not specifically in Leger. So Leger is part of the Port de Soleil. It's a region in France. It's got about, I think it's 9 towns.
Yeah.
And the opening week of the season, they have an event called Passports de Soleil. And you
Yes.
basically start from one of the towns, whichever one you want to stay in.
Yeah.
You have one lift pass, and your aim is to get, using the chairlift to get up to the top of the mountain, traverse, chairlift, traverse, get around all the towns.
what?
It's about 90 odd kilometres of riding in a day, and it is such a fun event.
Jack, you said you liked XC.
It is amazing.
There you go. You've come to Europe. You've ridden the Passport Soleil.
And then you hang out there, and then after that day, you decide which area you like the best, and you can ride that for a week's
Mate,
holiday.
you've nailed it. That's the holiday for you, Jack.
That's what you want to do. That's in like the end of June-ish.
And we want to see a
there.
video all about it.
100%. Get it in.
great.
Yeah.
Right, Hanstees Production says, hello GMBN, I'm interested in product development and the area of working with bikes. Awesome. Right now I'm looking for uni programs where you have the opportunity to work and develop bikes and bike parts in uni. What sort of program should I be looking at? Well, I guess it's product development. And then you've just got to take the direction of bikes yourself, really. Lots of people I know in the bike industry have done stuff at uni. And I remember
engineering background. People as well.
engineering background, and definitely bringing out products now that they started working on at uni.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I was testing. It's not really mountain biking, but it's very close. I was testing a wheelchair recently by a company called Mountain Trike.
Yeah, I
and
know
Tim,
those
who
guys.
runs that company, he basically designed it in his product development course at uni. And now he's got an industry,
where you need to
he's
go.
got a
Yeah.
little niche in the industry, and he's selling these things all over the world. So I think if you've got the ideas in your head, if you get into like Doddy says, engineering, product development, you're going to be on the right track.
Do you know what? I've got a great idea for a video that we should do.
Is it me designing and making my own bike?
No,
Oh, damn.
I'm doing that.
Oh, that's where I thought of that idea.
But we're working it together.
Yeah.
No, but I think we should do a video on different occupations in the bike industry because there's loads.
Yes,
You think there's paramedics,
yes.
there's photographers, there's bike designers, there's tour guides.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you can work in the bike industry.
Absolutely.
That'd be really interesting.
There's people who sit looking very bored behind cameras.
I know. It's just like I can't imagine
Hang on a
why
minute.
someone would want to do
Hang on-
that.
Hang on a minute. Yeah.
What are you doing, Dan?
Yeah. Right.
Hello?
Next question. Moving on. But good luck, Hanstees Production. I hope you do get into biking.
Yeah, good luck.
I hope you find your way. Right. Bradley Mitchellmore says, how come trials bikes?
Yeah,
See what I've done there?
Yeah.
How come trials bikes are classed as mountain bikes, but BMX is not? Just wondering, as I know they're completely different, but they're both doing tricks on rigid bikes. Well, let me explain some trials to you. Let's all sit down.
You've asked the
Let's take a
best
moment.
person here.
Let's take a moment. Right. Well, trials is the sport. There are lots of different bikes. BMX, 20-inch wheeled, race bikes, freestyle bikes for skate parks, and using on BMX trails. Trials bikes, there are 20-inch versions.
So that's where they started, isn't it?
That's
The
where it
smaller
comes
ones,
from.
Yeah.
But then the mountain bike side come in. People like Hans Ray started doing trials on mountain bikes for GT, of course, in the early 90s. And it kind of branched off into its own realm. So there is mountain bike trials. And then there's comp trials, which is 20-inch bikes, which are the ones with the little tiny wheels. So they're two different things, really, but the aim is the same. Basically, you have to ride over obstacles without putting your feet on the floor, which I was never very good at. I could always get my head on the. I could always get my.
world champion.
I could get my head on the floor, no problem, every time.
You could barely get your head in the room though, can you?
Oh dear. Right. Okay. With that little excuse of a trials question, I'm going to throw us to Doddy and Blake's trials challenge in Whistler, which
It
is
is quite
just
funny.
hilarious. And your trials skills are good.
Well, I'm good at bunny hopping. I know that much.
Check it out. Welcome to my Whistler Trials Challenge. It's heavy.
I wouldn't go that way, Blake.
It's close. Did you win that challenge? Did you win? I think
No,
Blake stole
Blake
it on
won
some
it.
kind of cheat skid
Something
line.
like that. I can't remember.
Oh, man,
Do you know what? The only thing I cared about was that horrendously hard line that you were laughing at us for not being able to do. I did actually do it. As soon as the camera wasn't rolling,
as soon
I
as
did
the
it.
camera was off.
But that's all right.
Classic.
I conquered it for myself.
Do you remember Blake going over the bars?
I do.
My God.
Yeah.
Never seen anyone go over the bars like that.
We basically bunny hopped himself over the handlebars.
That's incredible.
I've not seen that before.
Incredible.
Like deliberately.
It's like a skill to be that bad sometimes. Yeah, anyway, right, carrying on. Zag Sigwan says, would a 130mm to 120mm trail bike be suitable for Squamish enduro race? The guys I ride with use full-on enduro bikes, but I keep up with them no problem. Whoa.
The thing is, you don't, I mean, bar like out and out downhill racing, you don't really need a bike that's, you know, a genre specific bike. You can ride any sort of mountain bike for any sort of mountain biking. Some bikes are going to be better than others. What you might suffer with yours is damage to your bike. Like, for example, that bike's probably going to have some lighter weight wheels. The wheels are the first thing that you're going to damage on that before anything else.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, maybe if you want to do that sort of racing and riding with your friends, get yourself some slightly bigger, more aggressive tyres. It's going to give you more traction.
Yeah.
The shock transmitted to your wheels and to the frames can be slightly less, so that might help. But because of the nature of your bike being a lighter bike, you might suffer with tyre clearance. So it's something you need to factor in.
Yeah.
But generally, you can ride most things on most bikes. But if you're going to start riding it really hard and jumping at that, don't expect the frame to last. You know, that's the first thing the manufacturers are going to tell you. You know, you voided the warranty by using it for stuff that is not designed for.
Yeah, stuff that's really hard to gauge. I tell you what would be really interesting for you, Zach, is to have a go on your friends' bikes with a slightly bigger travel.
That's a good shout.
And see what that does for your riding, because you're keeping up with them on less travel. Your bike's working pretty hard. You might get on that little bit more travel and think,
This is what I need.
This feels great. Because when a bike starts feeling comfortable, you know.
You might get on one of those bikes and like ride them up the hill and be like, I'm not into this. Doesn't work for me.
Try it out, see what you think. It's all about what feels good and feels right for your riding. You know, like Doddy says, don't pigeonhole yourself into one thing.
Just be nice to your bike though.
Yeah.
It'll last longer.
Check those wheels.
Yeah.
Right, Rob Fulcher says, I've been riding clipless since I started mountain biking 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now my riding has progressed and I've taken the plunge and bought some flats.
Good man. Yeah.
And the shoes to go with it. Any advice for flat pedal virgin, especially on jumps? I've got a bit of advice, but I'd like to know what Doddy thinks first.
Well, before we jump in, I would say master bunny hopping, basically, on flat pedals,
that's a good
because
point.
specifically flat pedal bunny hopping, I think it teaches you so much about your body weight and your position on the bike.
Yeah.
And you can directly apply that to lots of trail situations.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a suggestion for you, right?
Yeah.
But you look like a total nutcase when you do it. But bear with me and do it somewhere quiet, maybe like on your street late in the evening or something like that. But basically, practice no footers, okay? I don't mean jumps. Don't get onto a jump yet. But while you're riding
jumping
on
off the pedals.
Jump off the pedals on flat ground, stick your legs out, and get back on the pedals. Okay, so the movement is going to be pedals. This is your front foot, this is your back foot, and you're going to jump off the pedals, put your legs out, now they're level, then back onto the pedals. Okay, once you realise that your feet can leave the pedals and go back on, and you can find your placement, it's the placement back on the pedals that you're going to get used to.
Yeah, that's a very
all
good
you're
bit of
learning.
advice.
Just get your foot, and you'll suddenly realise, oh, my foot doesn't have to be in the perfect place. I can sort it out in the next pedal rotation or something like that. And you just start to realise how forgiving it is, how much more time you've got, and you'll really start to enjoy them. But learning to just sort of push yourself out your comfort zone is the first bit. So go and make yourself look like a loony.
One other factor to add in there, just to accentuate that. Riding with clipless pedals, you're used to the fact that your feet won't get bounced around. At first on flat pedals, you will find your feet move a little bit, even if you've got really grippy shoes. Just try and keep your heels down, keep your weight on those heels, and that really helps with your foot position and how sort of stable you feel on that bike.
Absolutely, yeah.
And enjoy it, they're fun.
Enjoy it, and enjoy your trying your no footers. You'll laugh, you really will. Nick John Bautista says, I have a hardtail bike with internal cable routing. Oh, I can see where this is going, Doddy. You're not going to like this. I want to upgrade to a dropper seat post. It's going where I thought. Problem is, there's no provision for cable or internal cable seat post. Oh no.
Yep.
Is it safe to drill a hole in the seat tube? Oh, drill. I knew the word
Okay,
drill
so-
was. I knew the word drill was coming.
Okay, so really, we can't advise anyone that it's safe to do that.
Don't drill holes.
I've got friends that have done it, and it's been perfectly fine. But
Yeah.
you're on your own if you do that.
Yeah,
basically.
your warranty is you literally just set light to it if you
Yeah.
put that drill in it. But it's not something we can recommend, is it?
No, but we've seen it many
I've
times,
seen
and
it
people
done.
have done it successfully, and it does work.
I've seen it done. Don't drill holes in bikes. Jimbo450 says, "Hey guys, love the show. Can you please tell my mum the difference between a £500 hardtail and a full suspension bike, and why I need one for enduro or mountain?" I would love to. They're just flipping awesome.
Yeah.
That's probably one
So
good
that
reason.
really expensive full suspension bike that you need for enduro and stuff like that. You're also going to need some really expensive clothing to ride it in, really expensive
Yes.
helmets,
Yes.
insurance, expensive locks. You're
Yes.
going to need to ride it a lot more places, a lot more often.
Yes.
Maybe some resorts with ski lifts and stuff like that.
Doesn't it sound fun, Mum?
You have to do it.
Doesn't it sound fun? And
Logical progression.
And let's give you a fighting chance here, right? A £500 hardtail, it's a great entry bike, right? You're
Definitely,
starting in the right
yeah.
place. You're gonna have a lot of fun, but if you're doing well on that bike, you're gonna start needing to replace stuff quickly. You're gonna think this bike's not worth spending money on.
Yeah.
I need to upgrade. What are you gonna upgrade to? You know, you're gonna upgrade to something that's very similar to what you're thinking about now. You know, if you're really into the sport, you're really enjoying it, maybe that enduro bike is just perfect. You need some full sus in your life. Did I do well?
I
How
think
have I
so.
done?
Yeah.
Right, and if we need to
Buy him
prove
a new
it-
bike.
if we want to prove it any more, let's take a look at hardtail versus full suspension. Great video where all the answers are there.
Yes, we have, and I think you've got the wrong weapon of choice, Dottie.
All right, yeah, I'm on a hardtail. It might not be the best terrain for it, but what I want to do today is just show all of you guys that a fairly budget hardtail with modern geometry can definitely still cut it.
Well, I've got 160 mil of travel.
I've got 29-inch wheels. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll go into this in a minute.
Let's go.
Time for the quick fire round. It's going to get serious. Doddy,
Whoa.
hold tight. Right,
Yes, we're in.
Simon says it's about time to invite the guys from behind the camera in front of them, let them speak. Their voices are coming through anyway. Dude, do you want to
Do you want to come around here and say hello? Yeah.
No.
No.
No, that was it. Sam Claude says you should do a game of bike with Danny McCaskill. We
God, we
should,
should.
but we'd have to join a long queue.
Yeah.
We'd have to join a long
Yeah.
queue. Who wouldn't? I might ask him though. I might ask
Why
him.
not? Yeah.
Christy, do you know who I'd like to do a game of bike with?
Who's that?
Ali Clarkson.
Oh, yeah, he's amazing, isn't he?
He's flipping
Yeah.
amazing, that guy. I love him. He's brilliant. Christian Leprecht says, can you do wheelchair check?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could do a wheelchair check.
Oh, I was just checking. It's there. Fernando Gonzalez says, why you move... I like this, it's in another language. Why you move Ask GMBN to Monday instead of Thursday? Well, it's just a scheduling thing, you know, like we wanted to move it away from the dirt shed, link the two across the week. Yeah. It's all very technical.
And there's loads of other stuff being filmed all the time here. We're really busy.
And I don't know if you've noticed, there's a couple of other channels hanging around. There's this EMBN thing that's turned up and GMBN Techi or something. Oh, all right, okay. Next one is from Konstantin Petrenko, says, can Jack shred? Yes.
Who's Jack? Oh, is that Little Jack?
Little Jack.
Yeah, he's
Flapjack.
quite a good rider, yeah.
Flapjack, yeah.
When he stops talking.
He can ride.
Yeah.
He can ride. He's not behind the camera today, I'm afraid. We've got some kind of mute who won't speak.
Yeah.
He's there. Oh, he's there. Right, 318 Arnie says, a global trials network would be awesome, wouldn't it? Should we do that?
Who's going to subscribe? Like you, Peter Krause, and maybe Martin North?
You're mean, Doddy, you're mean.
I'd actually quite like it. But
Too late now, I've moved on. MTB OCD says, can I have the helmet that's on the shelf behind you and the goggles? No.
no, that's a complete one-off, that one.
Redstone Hacker, can Martin walk or not? Not.
No, he can't.
I couldn't resist putting that one in because it's just such a ballsy question. Like, dude, can you walk or not? Like, are you gonna get up?
He's just in a wheelchair for fun, yeah. Man.
A guy in Sainsbury's offered to pray for me the other day. He just went, I'm going to pray for you. Okay, can I have a bag for this? Jack Murphy says, I started racing Enduro last year, ended up coming 4th overall, which I was quite pleased with.
Yeah.
That's not really a question.
It's not, but yeah, well done.
Good way to end today, though. Thanks very much. Let's get into Correct Me If I'm Wrong.
Oh, this is good. What
Right,
have we got?
we're going to start Correct Me If I'm Wrong with a note to last week's show. We were talking about
Who was on last week's show?
It was just me.
Oh, it's just you, is it? Right.
Just me on my own, on my
Oh.
lonesome. But something came up last week about how we in the UK don't really have to worry about the damage to trails in wet weather. But
Yeah, because a lot of the trails are designed for that.
Yeah, and obviously our drainage is different, got a different system going on. And over in other places in the US, they really have to worry about
Of course,
that.
you've got sensitive trail situations. Yeah, we get that.
So I just wanted to read this out from Wheelbike because he gets a great point across. It's from a dedicated Southern California trail builder and maintainer. Okay,
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, do not ride trails when or right after rain hits. All right, because it just trashes the joint.
It's
and it
the
adds.
best time to ride in the UK. It's straight off the
Yeah,
range.
but in SoCal,
I get it in SoCal for sure.
3 to 4 hours of maintenance instead of building new features is what the result is if you ride when it's pouring with rain or
I
just after.
completely sympathise with that
There's
as well.
a lot to think
Yeah.
about there. So I just thought I'd bring that note up for Wheelbike because he was kind enough to add a little bit in from the show last
But I
week.
would just like to say to any of those guys who do ride in SoCal and places, it'd be so cool at some point if you factor in a trip to the UK and try and come and ride some of our armoured sort of trail centres and see why we can get away with riding in those wet conditions.
Yeah. Some very clever solutions.
The first place you need to go to is Coed Brennan. So it's in North Wales. It was the very first mountain biking trail centre. And if anything, it rides better in the wet, and it's fully armoured. It's designed to handle those conditions, and it really opened your eyes to sort of what we can ride in.
Yeah,
And it's really good.
It's amazing. I just don't really even think about it here.
No,
I just,
we're so used to it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right, our Correct Me If I'm Wrong video this week is from Rob McCaskill. I don't think it's a relation
Not
of Danny.
Danny's brother, no.
No, I don't think so. It's from North Carolina, working on his tabletops, Doddy.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to give a little bit of critique to this. Here we go. It's a great looking video. There it goes. Nice.
Hey, that's pretty
All right.
good.
There's a lot of movement going on.
Using those shoulders to
have
crack
a
the
little
bike
bit.
over a bit there.
Right. Now he does twist the bike off the takeoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's almost like a front high whip.
Do you know, I think there's two schools of thoughts on the tabletop thing.
Yeah.
You see a lot of riders now, let's just say new school riders,
Yeah.
doing it mostly with upper body.
Yeah.
Pulling the whole bike over sideways. And then you get like the sort of more old school riders. I mean, I kind of learned by trying to copy people like Steve Gill and early riders.
Oh, yeah.
Where you use the takeoff to sort of start kicking the bike a bit. And you actually lay the whole bike over with your knee.
Yeah, yeah.
So your outside knee, you want to tuck it right in on that top tube.
Yeah, I think something like a tabletop, somewhere where you can really let your style come out. And I think the way you're going into this trick, Rob, to me makes me feel like you could do a down whip nicer.
Yeah,
it seems like what's going to suit you more natural is rather than trying to do a tabletop where you go off the jump and then you lay the bike flat that way. You go off the jump and turn the front end down. It looks like it will suit you more. And because you're trying to do this, then that, you're getting this turn of the bike. Whereas if you come off that jump and just turn that front end down and just let it lay there, then let it lead you into the landing.
I also think the
really
style of the
nice.
jump does affect it. I mean, it looks from the angle that it's either a double or maybe a slight step down jump.
Yeah.
Now, until you can table, they're actually harder to table on. A step up or even jumping out of a bomb hole to flat is the ideal way to get the bike into that sort of position to lay it over flat.
Yeah.
So it does vary on the way you want to ride.
I can definitely see a down whip for you there, Rob.
Do you know what? Who you should copy is watch some videos of Bryn Atkinson riding, because he does those down tables all the time.
They look really good.
And if you want to get some good style points, have a look at the way he rides.
Yeah. Hope that helps, Rob. Gives you some
Keep cracking on.
encouragement.
Yeah.
But it's looking good. It's all
Stylish.
happening. You're moving the bike around. So
Yeah,
very good.
nice work.
Okay, thanks for watching Ask GMBN this week. I've really enjoyed having Doddy along.
Thank you for inviting me.
Maybe we'll swap around next week and
Yeah.
you can aim some at me.
100%.
Yeah, okay, thanks for watching. If you want to see some more videos, then why don't you click just up there where you can see a really great video of Blake Sampson riding in some very strange clothes. I don't know what to make of it, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying throwing it with
Blake in
fun.
strange clothes.
Yeah, it sounds like a normal day out, doesn't it? But he loves those videos, and I love watching them. Hit the old globe there to subscribe, and of course, we would love some thumbs ups down below. Give us some
Keep 'em
questions
coming.
for next week, and we'll see you then. Thanks, bye.
See you next week.